Ozi v'zimrat yah v'yahili lishua. This verse shows up in our parasha B'Shalach this week in the midst of Shirat Hayam, the song of the sea. The Israelites joyously are singing as they're crossing on dry land because of the great miracle of the splitting of the Yam Suf. And this particular verse is one that is chanted quite often and has a really interesting grammatical construction. Ozi v'zimrat yah v'yahili lishua. My strength and the song of God will be for me or to me by redemption, salvation, however we want to translate lishua. But it's a little bit ambiguous. And even in its ambiguity, I think that there is something really beautiful for us to take for our practice. Ozi v'zimrat yah. My strength, if we read it this way, the song of God, together, Vayahi li Yeshua. They will be to me my deliverance, salvation, redemption. It's not on us alone, even at a time of the most tremendous miracle that the Israelites ever experienced, the splitting of the Yam Suf. It is such a tremendous miracle that several centuries ago, Shirat Hayam, which is why our Shabbat this week is known as Shabbat Shirah, the Sabbath of Song, is part of daily liturgy. There is an opportunity every day of the year, not only this week with Beshalach, and not only on Shabbat Shirah, on which it falls, but actually every day of the year, and even more so on the seventh day of Pesach, which we observe this miracle, we celebrate it. And there's something I think really beautiful about the lessons of this miracle for our practice. It's a reminder to us of our non-separation, that we are part of this immensity, this wideness, this vastness, and that we are so deeply interconnected with the divine, our strength and God's song together. We are deeply interwoven. We're not alone. We're part of that which is so much greater, and we are so deeply loved by the divine that this miracle was made for our people. And it's a reminder to us in those moments of constriction, in those moments of feeling deeply separate, we can return to this song of joy and praise. And after centuries of oppression, this song of possibility. And we can come back to this verse every day. We can come back to this verse every Motzei Shabbat and Havdalah. We can come back to this verse every time we say HaLev. It arises so often because it contains within it that reminder of the deep truth of not only our non-separation and interconnection, but also the ways in which that song of God flows through us. It is intricately connected to our strength. And so as we go about our week of practice and as we go about our Shabbat of Shirah, of song, may we return to that. Maybe we might chant this line using any number of beautiful melodies. Maybe we might sit with it, just deeply sit with it and deeply sit with its lessons. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shirah Shalom. And may we remember that song of God, our strength together, lead to such greater possibility and expansion.